Well, first of all, the Capital Region is one of the fastest growing regions in all of Canada, and with that becomes challenges with housing, and a diversity of housing stock is one of the most important elements of providing really a prosperous region.
Well, the Capital Region is unique in that we benefit quite a lot from the expanding Alberta economy. And we enjoy the benefits of having some of the higher income levels across Canada. And while that's fantastic and that helps a lot of people, there's still a certain segment of folks that aren't benefiting quite as much. Take, for example, new people coming in from out of the province, new migrants, newcomers to Canada, who may not be able to earn quite that median income yet. The market affordable projects are very important to make sure everybody has a safe and affordable place to live.
An important part of a healthy housing sector is having options for households. So different tenure options and different housing types.
And market affordable housing can be pretty much anything from townhouses, secondary suites, even to new homes. But having that diverse options for folks in the community is important for everybody.
So if Alberta has a good mix of housing options, tenure options, and affordable housing, that might convince someone to come to Alberta on top of everything else the province has to offer.
Many people come to the Capital Region looking for opportunity. That's one of the strengths of the region. You know, we're growing, we have a lot of in-migration. Unfortunately, many of those people also come without a lot of means and are looking for really affordable housing options.
So many Canadian families live month to month. They live from paycheck to paycheck because most of their hard-earned money goes to rent. And as those families that are struggling so hard to get into housing, to try to save a down payment basically becomes impossible.
We have consumers that are moving here on average in Alberta 30 a day, 30 to 35 a day, moving to this province. So we look at it from that perspective, what do they need? If we could have our mindset on the consumer's perspective, rather than looking at it from a government perspective, provincial, municipal, federal, rather than looking at it from a builder or land developer's perspective, let's look at it from what a homeowner wants and needs. If we have that mindset, that's where we can make a difference.
I became a homeowner in 2010 when my partner and I were looking for our first home. And the most important thing to us was location. So we really wanted to be located centrally, close to where we work, close to amenities. And finding the right place for us was a bit of a challenge, especially when cost is a concern on your first home, right? Finding something you can afford that ticks all the boxes was a bit of a challenge.
I think the biggest barriers to affordable housing is the lack of communication and collaboration between all the different stakeholders. So when we started Red Brick, we said we wanted to start a different development company. We didn't want to start the same company that exists already. I think the reluctance to allow innovation in the market is there's some level of risk associated with it, and nobody wants to take on that risk. So we're trying to, every time we do a new project, we're trying to find ways to put our innovative new slant to it so that we're not just doing the same old types of projects every time.
When we looked around in our desired neighborhoods, the options that we had were either high-rise condos or 5-story or less type of condos or apartments, which don't necessarily have the same build quality in some cases, and different layouts, and other challenges with some of those buildings. So those were basically our two options. Townhouses and those kinds of things, there's very few of them on the market available, especially to new home buyers.
Providing affordable housing in our region requires a shared responsibility among politicians, administrators, builders, homeowners, and the public in general. The vision of the Capital Region Housing Plan is to have a diversity of housing supply and choice so that there will be housing for all people at all income levels.
The committee came together a couple years ago. It consisted of elected officials, administration from municipalities, and industry. The goal was to bring market affordable housing options to the region. It's the low-end, entry-level type housing that the region is sorely lacking. We discussed at length the obstacles and hurdles and issues that industry was facing to bring this type of product to the region.
Well, the importance of innovation is obviously we've approached housing in the same manner over many decades and resulting in increased costs in development. I think innovation provides opportunities for municipalities to have discussions about the long-term developments of their respective communities rather than doing the same things that they've done for many decades.
Developers can work together by group action, partnering with government, partnering with not-for-profit agencies, and it's nice to know you're partnering in alignment with municipal leadership and not often battling against them.
It's time for municipalities to start embracing other projects, other innovative ideas. Townhouses, walk-up apartments. There was a lot of interesting ideas that industry brought to the table that I'd never even heard of or considered, but they can bring it to market at a much lower price point. So we had those discussions and we figured out, is there land use bylaws prohibiting these things? Is there policies that need to be changed? Is there even attitudes in the region, education-wise, that might need to change? Is the public ready for this? And I think we landed that the public is ready for this and they're looking for new options.
Working on the Market Affordable Housing Committee allows us as municipal leaders to take a leadership role and encourage our developers, our builders, our own administrative staff, and bring those projects forward in our community so that we can look at doing some affordable housing.
One of the recommendations that came out of the final report was pilot projects, and so we're hoping to see some projects in the region that will incorporate some single-family homes, some condos, maybe some mixed use, so some commercial mixed in there as well. So the more units on the market, the lower the price will be.
It's not a quick fix, creating partnerships and relationships. So you got to be committed to the innovation side and the relationship building, and it helps to have some track record.
The biggest gains will come to those municipalities that decide to participate and step up and want to be a part of this initiative. And the people that will benefit will be the community members themselves. And we have that opportunity to move this forward, to do something really unique and really great for the people that live in our municipalities.